Recently, I've completed Persona 5 Royal for the first time, after having my eye on the series for quite some time. During my playthrough, especially towards the conclusion of the game, I noticed many elements very similar to Fire Force thematically, even down to the juxtaposition of the heroes having demon-adjacent symbolism, versus the primordial entities they face at the end of their journeys being more visually evoking of the image of God or some sort of holy entity. There's more shared symbolism than just that. Personas, mementos, idola, and doppelgangers are all physical manifestations of strong cognitive ideas held by an individual or many people in the cases of idola and mementos. The protagonist groups have their fair share of similarities as well, with both groups being a band of misfits or socially ostracized people seeking to expose the truth of their related company. Special Fire Company 8 and the Phantom Thieves also share their theming of found family with one another, though there are some differences. The Phantom Thieves lean heavily into the Gentleman Thief theme, as they steal treasure and leave calling cards on their path to revealing the truth. They mirror other famous thieves of the genre, such as Robin Hood or Arsène Lupin, with forcing confessions from their targets being their form of justice. On the other hand, Fire Company 8's theming as militarized firefighters symbolizes their conflict with the sun-worshipping church of Holy Soul that controls their state. Circling back to the antagonists of these two stories, the Evangelist and Yaldabaoth, they are very similar but mutually distinct from one another as well. In fact, these two stories, despite their myriad of similarities, have their distinctions and are by no means narratively identical. For instance, Yaldabaoth, a Gnostic figure interpreted as an arrogant, false god and creator of a realm that serves as a prison to keep the masses from reality. He manifests from humanity's desire to be controlled, which had become so extreme to the point where the Prime Minister of Japan confessing that he is a criminal did not affect the public's support for him, and their desire for him to take away their troubles and lead them. As for the Evangelist, she holds a title reserved for authors of a gospel, or individuals who see it as their duty to convert others to faith. She differs from Yaldabaoth in both methodology and philosophy. While Yalda manifested from humanity and believes he is just in his pursuit to control them due to that being what they desire, the Evangelist, on the other hand, is implied to have always existed and wishes to control the cognition of man using religion to bring about humanity's end, as she perceives the suffering experienced in life as proof that we'd be better off not living. Both antagonists are similar in the way that they are portrayals of malevolent, false gods veiled in a sheen of ironic satirization of mass apathy. Yalda is an arrogant, power-hungry figure of man's cognition, making a game of humanity's fate because he's been given the power to. The Evangelist is a calculated, manipulative pseudo-deity that wishes to bring about the end of the earth because she believes it is for the best. The citizens of Japan in Persona 5 are given a live confession from their leader of his abhorrent crimes, yet they do not care.
My election is the result of every citizen's aid. Your support warms my heart.
I knew it was gonna be Shido.
There is no reason to hold an election.
That is why.
That is exactly why. I cannot forgive myself. The reason President Okumura passed away is I am the one who killed him. I also manipulated the information that the Phantom Thieves were behind the series of incidents. The one who controlled the hearts of others and gave rise to the countless victims is myself. It was all for my own promotion. For my own selfish gain.
What's going on?
I've even used people's lives as stepping stones in order to claim this country as my own ship. I am a true criminal that can be tried for any crime, and it still wouldn't be enough. I will confess everything. Please, I beg everyone to pass judgment on me. I could atone for all I've done with my life. I request that I be judged at once.
He has promised to them to take away their worries and their indulgent indifference towards his crimes. Their desire to be controlled reaches an all-time high, allowing Yalda to make mementos and Earth one. Similarly, In Fire Force, once the conditions of bringing Adola to Earth are met, the people of Japan being aware that their religion was created by a malicious group of terrorists only further makes them feel despair and less of a will to live. And upon the fusion's completion, Earth is swallowed by Adola, the cognitive form of Earth, which takes the form of a ball of fire, reminiscent of the sun, which is what the evangelists manipulated people into worshiping, wiping out humanity with their own beliefs. The conclusions of these two stories are adjacent as well. The Phantom Thieves' persistence against Yalda causes the world to notice their efforts and wake up from their control and believe in the thieves. With the power of cognition, the thieves, specifically Joker, uses Satanel to destroy Yalda and return to people their individual consciousness. As for the ending of Fire Force, to see Shinra in his Bonshoman form persist against the Evangelist to the point where she questions someone opposing her for the first time. Shinra explains that even in his all-powerful state, he wants to return the Earth and give power to the individual conscious, or the soul, as this was setting up the reveal to Fire Force being a prequel to Soul Eater. But that's besides the point. Both of these endings hammer home the message that revealing the truth alone is not enough to cause change. To drive change, we as people have to take responsibility as individuals to make a difference as a collective. And finally, summing up this topic, both Fire Force and Persona 5 are stories that explore collective and individual responsibility in attempts to tell us that in order to inspire change, it takes more than just an expose. It takes drive from us as individuals. The Evangelist is implied to be demonic in appearance and hides it with her robes, which is in contrast to her doppelganger, Shinra's mom, who is a personification of humanity's perception of her. Or at least the part of humanity that knows who she is. With that perception being the Virgin Mary, but Japanese. Yaldabaoth also engages in some appearance shenanigans as he disguises himself as Igor in order to deceive Joker. His engagement in this game also reveals his later claims of fulfilling duty to be heresy. Yalda's and the Evangelist's methods of temporary victory are kind of inversions of one another. Yalda becomes all-powerful through an act of transparency, Shido's confession, while the Evangelist achieves her goal at the height of her deceit, tricking humanity into worshiping the sun.